All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a new guest on the channel. This man has been on the platform for quite some time now. It's the homie Havoheii. How are you doing today, man?
Hey everyone, what's going down?
Yeah, good. Happy to have you here. I know you have an extremely busy schedule with all the streaming, your everyday life stuff. So I'm thank you so much for making the time out of your day to come on, man. It does mean a lot.
Yeah, no problem. I love discussing these types of topics. I usually do it kind of, off camera or off video. So, and now I get to talk with you. So,
Yep. And today we are going to break a lot of hearts, including my own, because we're going to be talking about the potential Dokkan Fest and LRs that we could see in Heroes. We kind of discussed it briefly before we got on now, but I just wanted to make a video kind of going over like the previous banners, just your thoughts on those banners. I mean, you've been playing since I believe 2016, right?
oh, it's since launch, yeah, 2015 from
Yeah.
Global. So yeah, I've seen it all. But with Heroes for Global, it's a sore subject because Global never received the Heroes banners until way later. Like what was it, like 2018, 2019 before
Yep.
we actually even got the first banner, right? I don't even remember the first date, but that's when World Mission came onto the Switch and was introduced globally. That's when actually Global ended up getting the initial banners and trying to play catch up. So
Yeah, and I remember being a global. Well, I'm still a global player, but back then I remember being so upset that we didn't get the hero stuff, and then they finally dropped it on us, and it was definitely a lot of excitement in the game. But unfortunately, when a lot of these heroes units came out, and I'm sure you remember, power creep definitely exists in the game, so a lot of these guys kind of fell off. I mean, when they got their awakenings, like the Super Saiyan 3s, like they were pretty decent for that time era, but I don't think Heroes units have ever been spectacular units by any means, right? Like these have never been banners that, oh, go throw all your stones into. I mean, they're good value because, every multi you did, you got a guaranteed featured. So it had that going for it.
well, there's a few that is like that top tier, right? Of course, for me, thickness of time
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the best of the best that you want to get from these banners. But you have, like Golden Cooler is a great support unit for extreme over there, and then even for heroes. But then like the old like Super Saiyan 3 Gohan and Trunks, those defensive and offensive units there. So there's some pretty good ones. But yeah, overall, yeah, they're not like game breaking.
Yeah. They're good filler options for your teams, and again, they're just cool units. I love Dragon Ball Heroes' crazy ass card ideas. I mean, they come up with so many great things. So it's definitely it's always been cool summoning on those, and we are finally approaching another Heroes collab, which is going to be towards the end of November. We're looking like after the collaboration live stream, which I believe is going to be on the 15th of this month.
The collaboration
The
for
live stream.
the live stream, yeah, that's when they're going to introduce everything. Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think the actual collab will probably be maybe November 24th. I think that's when the Gogeta banner goes away. I could be
Exactly. So
around
at the
that
end of the
time.
celebration, the new hero celebrate, because there's a particular date that I saw also. It's like 24th, 25th, where they are celebrating the 10-year anniversary for heroes, and I think that's going to be a universal thing. So that's going to be along with the collaboration as well.
And just talking about that, what unit do you think we're gonna see? Because I think there's a pretty obvious one that I'm pretty headstrong that's gonna happen, but I want to see your opinion.
Well, the rumor mill is Super Saiyan 4 Broly, right? That's where a lot of people are kind of leaking out or saying, hey, there's a figurine or there's this or there's that statement on there. And I think this is definitely going to be a Super Saiyan 4 heavy banner due to the fact of Gogeta coming out of nowhere as a grade 8 power leader, which is basically a Super Saiyan 4 category leader.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be heavy because the last time we had hero units, Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3. So it's natural that they're gonna go Super Saiyan 4, or they would go God, but we don't really see that happening. I think it's gonna go Super Saiyan 4. So I'd say the Broly one is um, probably the most likely be the hyped one, but I think there's also going to be a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta um, Xeno as well. So And it's gonna be interesting. Will they have a Gohan? That's kind of my question. Will they have a Gohan to go along with that?
I
I
would
think
be
Gohan
down
fans
for
love it.
that. That would be pretty
So
sick.
yeah,
No,
because those are really the options. And then the other option would be a Bardock, right? So Bardock, Broly, Gohan, and I'm for sure we're gonna get a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta Xeno. So
yes, and now that goes into the next question I have. So a lot of people are anticipating this banner to be a Dokkan Fest style banner. However, how they've always done these hero banners in the past, they kind of lump in like what 5 to 6 new units or 5 to 7 new units per the banners. Just kind of throw them all in there, which is why like not all of them are super top tier. It's because they made so many new ones, they throw them in there at once, which is a great concept. Because I mean, summoning on it's great because you're getting something out of that banner. Do you think that they'll do a Dokkan Fest? That's the first question.
I do not. I'm probably in the minority here because I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, they're going to do a Dokkan Fest. The reason why I do not think they're going to do this is, Akatsuki Bandai. They're kind of cookie colored, right? It's a collab. It's going to be blue coins. It's going to be non Dokkan Fest, and you only can get these units once a year. And that's been the biggest problematic of these units here, right? Is that you can only get them once a year, and what makes them rare. But I can see the reason why to have them, as a Dokkan Festival exclusive, because then you could bring those units that are exclusive back to other banners in the future. But I don't know if that can work out because of licensing, or I think the company owns it. So, but I think that's the reason why they have it only one time a year, because of the collaboration for this celebration upcoming. So that's why I don't see them doing a Dokkan Fest. They don't need to, because you only can get it one time a year.
Very true, very true. The only other reason why I think so many people are in that boat because I would like to see them do a Dokkan Fest, right? I think it could potentially work. It's mainly because of that one Japanese survey during the 5th year anniversary. You recall that one?
Yeah,
Where
yep.
they asked players like, "Oh, would you guys be open to Dokkan Fest and LRs of Heroes units?" And I think a lot of people said yes. I mean, I don't know the specifics. I doubt we could actually pull up the answers for that, but maybe we could see it. But again, they could easily just throw Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, Bardock, Gohan, Broly, and they could throw a fifth random unit on that. Call that the banner. Do a complete Super
Yeah.
Saiyan 4 banner. Make them all pretty good. Obviously give Vegito more power because that would make a bit more sense. But if they did something like that, I think that would sell.
Well, if they put the rest of the hero units in the general pool, then it would make sense for them to do Dokkan Festival exclusive banners, because then it kind of all works out and they can bring these units back on future banners and things of that nature. But if they're just gonna make it available, these units available one time a year, it really wouldn't matter if they would have a Dokkan Fest or LR or things of that nature, because you have to wait until November. And for global, was that March or something like that? Is when we get we get these banners here. Which is actually interesting. I think there's still hope in my mind that they're gonna still like bring it all together, but that's just me. But
Ah,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
think they are.
Me
So
neither. Especially after that Halloween banner, I feel like the Halloween banner just kind of signified that, hey guys, we're not doing this anymore. We thought
yeah,
about it, but we're going to decide that we're going to push you guys back,
yeah. So I think March is the normal time
which
for
sucks.
global.
Because by the
Yeah.
time they come out in March, there's going to be 20 other billion banners on JP, and we're
Well, because
obviously.
we know what the 6 year anniversary looks like, right? It would
Yep.
have been after 6 year anniversary. Then we're like, oh, these units suck. So
Yeah, which could happen. Which could happen. I mean, these heroes. I mean, like you did mention, there is a couple good cards here in the heroes side of
I think there's
things.
more than a couple, right? So let's you want to go through some of them that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think that are.
The Super Saiyan 3s are pretty good, especially Super Saiyan
Mhm.
3 Xeno Goku. I like him a lot. I do like Trunks because he's pretty good defensively. Gohan is just a glass cannon.
True.
He can't. I mean, but you could use him. Demigod just got an amazing awakening. I think, right?
Well, to me, I don't consider the Migra and those individuals in the heroes, because they're
Okay, so I'm
they're
looking at the.
Xenoverse.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Super Mira. Yeah, yeah.
there's Xenoverse, but I would assume that some of these the final form, the Migra, that's going to get a Dokkan Awakening. I see a lot of these units actually getting a Dokkan Awakening. But
Any units you want to see with EZAs? Do you think they would ever go
what
that
would,
route and EZA some of these
yeah,
guys?
what would deserve an EZA would be just probably Beat, I guess. If they wanted to go that route, but because if you look at, like, for example, like Thickness of Time, one of my favorite units, one of the best support
Oh,
units
GC's is amazing still.
out there, right? And unfortunately, you can only get it one time a year. Um, and I went for a long time before I was able to pull her. But then you have some of these other units that are very good support units, like the Int Vegeta, Xeno base form Vegeta, and the Goku unit. When those Dokkan awaken, the physical one and the Int one,
They're gonna
they're
be
going to
really
be
good.
better, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to be good support units, right? So I would say the support units here are definitely the units that are much better. And I would assume that they're going to provide 170% leader, because we only have 150% leader in few. So few is it's 130%, not even 150. So
That's very low.
man, yeah. So I guess 150 is probably next then for them. So but yeah, at 130, that's not very. I always thought he was 150, but yeah, 130, not even. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't see them doing like Dokkan Fest and putting it into the normal pool, because these units kind of stand outside a little bit, and besides the support units, they don't really, fall into really any teams that would make them better besides being a support. So I'm trying to think of any other unit that would be like a main unit that you would use besides maybe like the Strength Goku on Super Battle Road.
I mean, I'm trying to
Cumber's
level.
okay, right?
Yeah,
Cumber's pretty good.
Sealess is pretty solid.
Yeah, forget about Sealess. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, like these are units that like recently I just started making showcase videos for a lot of the ones I had, because like, with the hero stuff coming out, and I was using a lot of these guys again. And I'm like, man, they aren't as good as I remember them. But I think that's just given like the current meta. Like Darkness Toe is a really good support unit too.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't.
Yeah, like I said, the support units for heroes units is common. I think that's where we use them more than anything else, like the Bobbity Boo, right? So that unit's a support unit, defensive support unit, right? So yeah, like damage dealers and things like that, I don't really see too many units that kind of fall into that category of like main rotation.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a bit unfortunate. So maybe this year they could change that up.
Maybe Super Saiyan 4, right? Super Saiyan 4 category
They
and
should make
not
them.
category.
They should make them really good. If they want this to be like a, we're in a different meta now. All these characters were made, obviously. Like if I were to take a guess, right? They just skip out on the Dokkan Fest. They should make these units as good as the units that came out like, what year is it? Probably last year. Like Piccolo, Namek, Goku were like around that same ballpark.
Yeah.
Pretty decent offense, pretty decent defense. But again, if they went ahead and just did a Dokkan Fest, then obviously they should go.
Well, especially if you only can get these units once a year, right? It should be super strong enough to keep with whatever meta they're going to come out in the 6-year anniversary, right? It would make sense for them to make these upcoming units really, really strong if they are going to break the game, or if they're going to change the meta in February. So if they made it like weak, like not as good as like a Gogeta, or not as good as a Frieza, those types of units there, then these once again will be irrelevant. And then by the time the next November comes around, then once again rinse and repeat. That's what they like to do. So I can see them doing that as well.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I'm hoping for them to do that. So I guess one last question that I have for you. So in the case that they do a Dokkan Fest banner, how do you think they would do it? Do you think they would make two different banners? Would they do one Dokkan Fest one, then another banner with all the new heroes cards?
No,
Or
because I think that if they do a Dokkan Fest, it's going to be a Dokkan Fest single, banner, and probably is like Super Saiyan 4 Vegito would be the unit or Broly.
yeah,
Um, but if they did that, the reason why is we're going to get a dual Dokkan Fest, in a couple months, which is the New Year's. So generally speaking,
true.
we usually get one. So I think last year was
Goku
what
and Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta, right?
Yeah.
So I hope this is what I'm hoping for, and this is just off topic of heroes. Is New Year's we get it, Saiyan Saga, right? Saiyan Saga do Dokkan Fest. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Goku and Vegeta. So
I would like that too, but everybody's thinking that it's going to be Super Saiyan Gogeta and Janemba from the movie. Right now, that's what the talks of the town have been. I mean,
I can see
I
that.
yeah, I could see it happening. I think it's about time we got a standalone, pretty good Super Saiyan Gogeta. But at the same time, I think I would prefer Saiyan Saga Goku and Vegeta already at this point because
Yeah,
they've been holding that back, dude. I don't know why they're holding that back so much.
I mean either. It's because the unit and this is once again we're off topic now, but the Saiyan Saga units I in my opinion is the best saga is the Saiyan Saga. It's the OG saga. It's the one that introduced Vegeta. It's all that stuff there is just primed to have a celebration like we did for Majin Buu Saga. Um, so hopefully that will happen. If not, maybe they'll do it in the next worldwide celebration, but that's it's a year from now. So
Yeah, exactly. God, I hate waiting, dude. I just want them to start dropping cooler stuff already. But yeah, you're right. We are a bit off topic here. So we did
yeah.
talk
But
about.
anyway, yeah. Going back to the topic of dual Dokkan Fest, I don't see them. Remember, I don't see them doing any Dokkan Fest. But if they did one, I would say a single banner. And unfortunately, I don't see them doing an LR. I would
Me
love
neither.
for them
I
to
don't.
do an
No, I don't
LR.
think they'll go that far ever.
The reason why I don't see them doing an LR is because it's not going to be in the general pool. And if you did an LR, that heroes unit will be in the general pool unless they don't put them in the general pool, which would be very strange. Um, but hey, I can be totally wrong. I would love to see Dokkan Festival exclusive LR or Dokkan Festival exclusive heroes units. I just think they're just rinsing and repeating here.
Yeah, I don't know yet if they will do this, but yeah, cause I mean the only way they could do it right, for it to work, it's like they just say, okay, we're gonna put all the heroes units into the general pool, but the Dokkan Fest and LRs will obviously be, in the other pools. That's one way they could do it, but again, I just see a blue coin banner coming.
Yep, that's what I see.
Unless they surprise us, they could definitely be like, "Hey, surprise! We're gonna throw all these units into." It's not like these units are broken, unless, like you mentioned, they do have a contract where maybe they have to pay something to have them in the game, and they don't want to keep paying for those banners to come back. Because I know, like Bleach Brave Souls, for example, just one last
Mhm.
tangent. Bleach Brave Souls has these, basically these manga banners where they're grabbing characters from the manga that have not appeared
Mhm.
in the anime, and they basically have to pay a certain amount for those banners to come back. It's the same thing with the movies. Like they get the licensing, but they have to pay for those banners to be in game. So
Yeah, because
those,
they're different developers, right?
yeah, exactly. So they have to actually pay the IP money to get those characters coming in and kind of stuff like that. So that's why those banners only come back every couple months. I guess for Dokkan, we don't know how much they have to spend,
Yeah.
but for them to do it yearly, I would imagine it might be, some money.
And I feel like they're not paying that much, or they're paying a lower amount because these are older, right? These are older units from Super Dragon Ball Heroes because we're crazy far right now. We're
Yeah,
limit
these are
breaking
like
for Janemba Black, crazy. Just it's the
this
if
craziness. Super
it's
Saiyan
crazy.
4 Vegito.
Yeah. So, um, I shouldn't, it's spoiler alert, I guess, on that for those who aren't watching Heroes, but it's out there. Like where we are right now in Heroes on Dokkan, it's a good 2 arcs behind,
Yeah.
right? So, Super Saiyan 4, Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta, they're been around for a while. Even Super Saiyan 4 Broly, right? That's been an old story from Heroes.
Yep.
So we're definitely behind on that. but it will be very interesting if we could get Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. I think that would sell. I think that would be the main one if they, license for that.
Oh yeah, they'll get their money back. If Dokkan's looking for money right now, which given how the revenue's been this year, I'm pretty sure I'm feeling Super Saiyan 4 Vegito coming. And I talked to Goresh and a couple other guys, and I think like we could all see them just dropping that. And a lot of people are being naysayers about it, like on Twitter and like on the Reddit, like no, they wouldn't do that. But I'm like, they want rev, dude. If they want that revenue, dropping a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito into the game will create tons of traction. You'll get tons of players who have not been looking at the game. You'll get people who like Heroes are like, oh my god, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito in game is insane. And to me, it's just a power play for them. That would definitely get people talking about Dokkan again if they dropped it.
If they do drop him, I think they just might drop him as an SSR, and maybe not even Dokkan Awaken him.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Just to piss people off.
The strongest SSR in the game.
Well, yeah, there you go. Strongest SSR in the game, because you're gonna get what 1, 2, 3, 4 Dokkan Awakenings for at least 4 for this celebration, right? You should get Super Mira, his Dokkan Awakening. You should get
and the 3 fusions, right?
No, I don't think we're getting the 3 fusions, because that was the most recent. It seems like it skips a generation for the Dokkan Awakenings.
That's gonna be
because if you add the 3 fusions, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because you have Dark Mass Saiyan, you have Dark Mass Saiyan, and you have Black Mass Saiyan, Demigra, and Super Mira. Those are the 4 that came before. Gohanks and those units there.
Oh, that hurts, because I would love for them to awaken those guys. But yeah, it makes sense.
Unless they're gonna just have a huge awakening, like that's how many units. That's 7. That's 7 awakened units, and then if you add Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta,
which I can see them getting awakenings,
in which they can just go straight Super Saiyan 4, right? So they could be actually the Super Saiyan 4 ones. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just once again thinking out loud here.
No, that's a good. Talon's been really wanting that. A lot of people.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people have mentioned that, but a lot of people are also saying no, they'll probably just transform into Super Saiyans. But I'm like,
yeah.
Well, they could.
But that'll be 9. That'll be 9 Dokkan Awakening.
Be a busy celebration.
Which I don't think they're gonna do. I think it's gonna be Demigra, Super Mira. It's gonna be extreme units.
Yeah.
Possibly the int and physical Goku and Vegetas, So
that makes the most sense. It's definitely going to be 5 of them. They could definitely surprise us with like an EZA for maybe like one of the first batch units. Like maybe.
Well, the one that would be Adult Gotenks, right?
Yeah.
He's the
needed the most.
He's definitely needed the most, and then maybe a beat unit, right? So.
And he would. I mean, that would buff up fusion if they threw the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks for an EZA.
Yep.
That's another fusion buff if they could decide.
We'll give him defense, because Super Saiyan 3
doesn't even have defense.
Needs some defense.
Yeah. He has only 100% attack on him too, and he raises attack for 6 turns.
Or you can make him Super Saiyan 4.
Does Gotenks have a Super Saiyan 4?
I'm sure. There's a chapter I missed somewhere somehow. Everything that you've imagined has been on Heroes.
Oh
so.
My God. Yeah, very true, man.
Pretty sure, like anything that you've imagined, it's there. So, or not even imagined too. So.
Yeah. No. And it's gonna be there. Anything they think of, anything that we think is cool, it's there. And that's the beauty of Heroes. Well, all right, man. Well, that's everything I wanted to cover. Thank you so much again for coming on. I mean, it was great talking to you about this. It wasn't as bad of a naysayer as I thought it was going to be. Because I think, unfortunately, I think we could both see the logic of them not doing it. But it would be cool if they did.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best, but with Dokkan, I always keep my expectations low. That's why I'm probably not as disappointed as a lot of people are when a celebration's a little bit lackluster or things of that nature. I'll
Yeah, you
complain
weren't
like,
on. Yeah, you weren't on Twitter last night complaining. I saw that. You were.
well, for me, it's about the big celebrations, and I definitely agree that Worldwide Celebration was lacking. But as long as they do really really well in the big celebrations like the anniversary and the next download celebration, Dokkan will keep going. So we'll see. I'm hoping for a lot during the 6 year anniversary, and if they can show that they can like make some crazy ridiculous units for heroes, then it's a sign that they're gonna break the meta in the 6 year anniversary.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
it's what I'm hoping to see, whether it's Dokkan Fest or not Dokkan Fest. That's all I'm hoping for. So,
Yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping. Last question for you: are you gonna do like any live stream watching the hero stuff?
uh, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I like to just usually just be a fan and just hop on someone else's stream and stuff like that.
Oh,
So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a fan first before a streamer, so or even a content creator. So, but
no, that's
yeah,
sick, dude. That's sick.
if I end up doing something, it'll probably be like a collaboration with a bunch of other people too. So
Sick, man. Sick. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. And guys, in the comments below, definitely let us know what you think is going to be coming and if you think it's a Dokkan Fest, how it would work, and all that good jazz. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you again, Havoheii, for coming on, and take care, everybody.